Hello and congratulations on your new spa. So today we're going to be going through the Elemental Water Care program for you. First we're going to talk about the startup of your spa starting when it's completely dry. We're going to talk about your weekly care, your monthly care, your 4-month care, and your yearly. So first we're going to start with filling the spa. So you're going to take your hose and you're going to run it for about 30 seconds, getting all the debris out of there that you can. Then you're going to take your pre-start right filter. This just helps to give the water a little extra filtration before it hits the spa. So you're going to screw your hose right onto the bottom of the filter and let it run for about 30 seconds just to get it running through the filter. And then you're going to go into the filter compartment of your spa. You're going to find a gray pipe. You just rest this filter right inside the pipe. This is how you fill the spa. Now this is important because it helps prevent water pockets from developing inside the piping. So the happy place to fill your water to is going to be above the top jet and below the pillow. Right in there, anywhere in there, and you're good to go. So the next step is as soon as you've filled the spa in your cold water, you're going to add an entire bottle of Metagon. This just helps remove some of the hard metals that are naturally in our water and prevent them from being in the spa with you. So you pour the whole bottle in, ideally as close to the perimeter as you can, but don't kill yourself trying to make this one perfect. So now you're going to turn on the spa and you're going to set your temperature. You are going to have to wait until the spa reaches temperature before moving on to the next step. So now that your spa is at temperature, we're going to take our test strips and we're going to first focus on the pH. So that's going to be the third color down on your test strip. So ideally, you want your pH to be between 7.2 and 7.8. So you may find that naturally your pH of your water is a little high or a little low. This is very common, so we have two products, pH up and pH down, or yours might be called spa up and spa down, that you can use to adjust the pH. So start small and work your way up in quantity of these because it may only take a little bit of product to get the pH in the ideal zone. But once you do, you're going to take an entire bottle of our Silky Smooth product and pour it into the spa. So what this product does is it helps lock in the pH and prevent it from fluctuating over the course of the next 4 months. So naturally, the pH of your body is different than that of the water, so every time you were to get into the spa, you would be affecting the pH and it would require you to potentially use far more of the pH up and pH down products over the course of those 4 months. But the Silky Smooth helps prevent that from happening. So now that your pH is set and happy and you've added your Silky Smooth, just be mindful that over about a week or so after you've added this product, you may see that your pH is testing a little bit higher, but that's okay. It's going to drop back down naturally after about a week, no need for any pH down product. So next we're going to look at our calcium hardness. So we're going to take a brand new test strip and dip it back in the water again. And this time we're focusing on the bottom or the fourth color down on your strip. And ideally you want this one to be between 150 and 250. If it's a little bit too low, you can use our calcium booster product. Again, start small and work your way up because it just depends on what number you start at until you are in your ideal zone. Most people won't have a calcium hardness that's too high to start with. If you do, reach out and we'll get you the product you need, but it's unlikely that you would have that situation. So once your calcium is where you want it and you're happy with that, we're going to move on to our sanitizer sidekick. So what this does is it uses 4 different natural minerals to help sanitize your water and reduce the amount of chlorine that you need to keep it sanitary. So inside that little square box, you're going to find this blue square. So you can hear those minerals jiggling around inside. You put this whole blue square together inside your filter compartment and you can just let it float around and do its own thing, no need to worry about it. And this will be good in there for about 4 months until you drain and refill your water again. So now that you have your sanitizer sidekick cartridge inside your spa, we're ready to move on. So now we're going to talk about our Renew. So this is a really important product and a really important step. So Renew is our non-chlorinated shock. So what that means is naturally whenever you use chlorine or another sanitizer, it goes around in the water and it holds on to and kills the other organics that you brought in with you. Except now, the killed organics and used chlorine are still in the water. What the renew allows to happen is it grabs on and it allows it to evaporate out of the spa. But what's really important at this stage is you always have your jets on and your cover open in order to put renew in the spa. That way it goes into the air outside and not into your cover. So the final step for getting your spa ready to use is going to be the addition of chlorine. So you're going to add about an ounce of the chlorine and you're going to wait about an hour to test it because you want to make sure that it's really dissolved and diluted into the entire spa. After that hour, you're going to check it and you're going to want this to be between 1 and 3. So this is the first color on your test strip. If it's not between the 1 and 3, it's a little too low, just add in some more chlorine, wait about half an hour this time and check it again. Once your chlorine is between 1 and 3, you're good to go. Congratulations, you can use your spa. Enjoy it. So now we're going to talk about your weekly care. So it's really important that every week, regardless of whether or not you use the spa that week, that you go out and you check the levels. So when you check it, you may find that there's little to no chlorine showing up on your test strip. There's no need to panic here because naturally chlorine does dissipate over time. So what you're going to do is you're simply going to add in some more chlorine until you have it between 1 and 3. So the next step in your weekly care is going to be your enzyme and your defender. So the enzyme helps to work with those organics that you bring into the spa and prevent the water from getting cloudy. And the defender helps to clean and prevent scaling on the inside and the heater of your spa. So both really good maintenance tools. We suggest alternating every other week. So 1 week enzyme, the next week defender, and back to enzyme the following week again. It might be helpful just to make yourself a little schedule, easy to stick to and easy to remember where you are. So the final stage of your weekly care, as always, is going to be your renew. That way you can get everything that you just killed and sanitized out of the spa. But remember, jets on and cover open for this stage, and you're going to leave it open and the jets on for about 20 minutes. So now that we've gone through your weekly, we're going to talk about your monthly. So every month you want to make sure you take your filter out of your spa and you give it a nice clean down. So it will depend on what type of filter you have. They have different lifespans and different ways to care for them. The most common way is going to be using our filter clean solution, but please make sure you reach out and ask us which filter you have and how the best way to clean it if you're not sure. So our filter clean solution, you're going to take the entire bottle and 4 gallons of water in a 5-gallon bucket. And then you're going to mix that together and just throw your filter right in there. And you're going to let that soak for 3 hours. Now it's really important that when you take the filter out of the solution, that you rinse it down with a hose because you don't want any of that filter clean solution remaining on the filter when it goes back into the tub. You want it to be completely clear and just water. So now we've talked about your setup, your weekly, and your monthly. Now every 4 months, you want to make sure that you drain, clean, and refill your spa. This is important because it's the best way to keep your water sanitary at all times. So when you do this, you're going to drain the water out of your spa. You can either just do a drain with the piping that's built into the spa, either on the bottom or inside the compartment based on your spa, or you can always use a sump pump to pump it out through the top as well. It's just personal preference, whichever one you like to use. So once your spa is completely empty, you can use our Defender product here or our surface cleaner to wipe out and clean the inside of the shell until it's squeaky clean for you. Once you've got your clean shell, you're ready to start refilling your spa again. Now what that means is we're going to go right back to the beginning of this video, and we're going to start with our start filter and go through all these steps to get the spa ready to use. Now what's good to remember is you can use this filter 3 times, so make sure you hold on to it, mark when you've used it, and you can get the most use out of it possible. So now that we've drained, cleaned, and refilled our spa, we have completed our 4-month maintenance and we are ready to move on to yearly. So every year, you're going to want to do a really deep clean of your spa. So that means using a purge product. So we have a couple options here available. We have our BioElster one-time use purge, which works in about 20 minutes, a little heavier on the chemicals, but works very well. Put this in the spa, let it do its thing, you drain, refill the water and drain it again to make sure you get every last bit out. Alternatively, we have our Spa Cleanse product, which does have to stay in the tub for about 3 to 5 days, running the jets periodically, but it's far more natural and it's based from seaweed, so it comes down to your personal preference and how much time you have available to do this. Again, just like the BioElster, once you drain it, you refill it and drain it again to again make sure you have everything out of the spa possible. So now your spa is fully set up and ready to go, but I've got one last hint for you. You always want to make sure that you're testing your spa before you get in it. Because again, like we talked about in weekly care, the chlorine can dissipate naturally over time, so you want to make sure that there's actually enough chlorine, that 1 to 3, in there before you hop in. So make sure you test it. You may need to add some chlorine sometimes. Wait about half an hour and then you're good to go. But my favorite is when you get out of the spa, throw in some more chlorine, that way you're ahead of the game and ready for next time. I suggest about 1/4 of an ounce per person that was in there using it with you. If you have any questions at all, always reach out. You can call us or email us at any time. We're always happy to help. Until then, enjoy your spa.